in July to the tune of 325,000 properties, and more than 20% of the nation's mortgage borrowers are underwater. That means they owe more than their homes are worth. RealtyTrack estimates that more than 1 million Americans will lose their homes this year. Most people wouldn't think that's a good thing, but some people think it is. Some people think the market should be allowed to correct itself. Others think the government should continue to help out, to put Band-Aids on some of these bad loans and help keep people in their homes so that those homes don't end up on the market. Stephen Lieb is the author of Game Over. Stephen, you have said you don't see how it would help the economy to let homeowners lose their homes. So what is the best strategy here, considering that we continue to see more of these foreclosures, and one way or the other it costs us?
Well, I think, Ali, what we have to face up to in this economy today is that we're very close to deflation. The Fed this week basically said they're going to continue with quantitative easing. Letting and allowing people to leave their homes and basically not allowing them to stay in their homes, not bolstering home prices, I think brings us even closer to deflation and brings us very close to a phenomena where lower prices feed on themselves. We right now face a crisis of spending in this country, believe it or not. Our savings rate is already up to 6.5%, and my guess it would go dramatically higher, and that we would really be facing the possibility, and I hate to say this, of a depression if we don't fight these deflationary forces. I think instead this country, government and business alike, should be focused on building additional industries. I think we're facing a war in this country, not a fighting war, but a war on energy. And we've got to start building alternative energies. That's the way to keep people in the house.
I hear you, but I want to stick with foreclosures and what action we should be taking specifically in terms of the government. Peter Schiff is the president of Euro-Pacific Capital. He's the author of The Little Book of Bull Moves in Bear Markets. And there's a thinking out there that the housing market needs to be cleansed of bad loans. Peter, in a way that our viewers will understand who don't follow this as closely as you do, give me 60 seconds on your view on this.
Yeah. First of all, savings isn't a crisis. We need savings if we're ever going to have new industry. But as far as foreclosures, look, people shouldn't be in homes that they can't afford. So foreclosure doesn't mean that people are homeless. It just means they move out of houses they can't afford and they rent something that they can afford. And taxing one taxpayer to put money in another taxpayer's hands so he can live in a house that he can't afford is not only unconstitutional and immoral, it's bad economics. You don't want people in homes where they have no equity. They don't take care of them. They don't maintain them. They lose even more value. And now Obama has an even worse plan. He wants to give unemployed homeowners who are underwater access to another $50,000 in non-recourse gifts, basically, so they can make their mortgage payments, their taxes, and their insurance for the next 2 years. This is a gift. Not only is this going to hurt the housing market, but it creates another powerful incentive for the people who are employed, or unemployed rather, not to look for work.
Hang on a second. I'm going to go back to Peter with Stephen Lieb for a second. Stephen, give me a prescriptive, 30 seconds. What do you think, what action should be taken now to try and help this housing market? I should tell our viewers the median price of a single-family home right now, that's sort of the homes we all live in, the median price is up a little bit from last year. And, of course, mortgage rates are the lowest they've been on record. What should change, if anything?
I think that Obama's plan is not a bad plan. I think that we have to protect the prices of homes right now. I think anything that we do,
go down.
I think that anything that we do that's deflationary risks a depression. Anything that we do that doesn't recognize the fact that this country is really on the verge of just self-destruction is very, very dangerous.
Steve, you can't try to reflate the housing bubble. The problem is housing prices are too high. People can't afford them. Prices are too high.
Peter, as you said, not allowing people to look for work, like people that are unemployed in this country don't want jobs. I mean, that's
they don't want jobs.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's not crazy. Steve, if you're going to get $2,000 a month for the government for your mortgage payment, another $2,000 on unemployment.
Yeah, but
if you can get,
Peter,
hold on, be quiet for a second.
Peter, the last thing, Peter, you be quiet.
I can't be here if we don't have people who pay for us. We have to go to a commercial break. Stephen Lieb and Peter Schiff with very different views about the economy. Take a look at these 4 letters that I'm about to show you while these guys are talking. The 4 letters, BRIC.